Hey guys, and you're welcome to Check My Guns. My name is Carl, and today we will look at the VZ.52 and VZ.52/57 rifles. What are the differences in between these two? So let's check it out. Let me clarify one thing right at the beginning, and that's that this video is not going to be deeply focused on the design of VZ.52 and its history, because that can be done in a different video. There's a lot of things to talk about, but we will look definitely on the differences between the VZ.52 and VZ.52/57. But of course, we need to know something from that history, how these rifles actually came to exist. So to start with the history of VZ.52, after the Second World War, the Czechoslovakia was searching for a new semi-automatic rifle because it was obvious that in the Second World War, bolt-action rifles were obsolete and every army needed a semi-automatic rifle or even a fully automatic rifle. So in the 50s, Czechoslovakia was searching for a new gun design, and VZ.52 was the one that was adopted. Originally, the gun was designed for the caliber 7.5 by 45, which was standard caliber after the Second World War in Czechoslovakia, and that didn't last very long. After that, it was decided that the whole construction should be rechambered, redesigned for a new caliber. So they created a new caliber 7.62 by 45. Again, really odd caliber. The reason behind that was that there was a need for unification with the Soviet Union. And the Soviet Union, obviously, they were using already the 7.62 by 39. And Czechoslovakia, we just love to do things our way, so we were like, okay, let's adopt the diameter of the projectile 7.62, but we will do our own casing. So it's not 7.62 by 39, but 7.62 by 45. So VZ.52 came to this world created in this old caliber 7.62 by 45. And it was obvious in the next coming years that this unification is not gonna work. So they decided again to switch the caliber from 7.62 by 45 to 7.62 by 39, and that's the VZ.52/57. So how many changes actually had been done to change the caliber in these two rifles? What are the differences? We will look at that right now. So if you look at the VZ.52 and VZ.52/57, the easiest way how to tell from the first look which one is which is by the shape of the magazine. As I said, the VZ.52 is chambered in a 7.62 by 45. VZ.52/57 is chambered in 7.62 by 39. So let's look at the caliber. That's what we have here. So here is the 7.62 by 45, 7.62 by 39. Let's take one out and compare them next to each other. So here are both rounds. The same projectile, at least the diameter of the projectile, the shape of the projectile is slightly different. Of course, you see that the projectile is different, only the diameter is the same, and the casing is 6 mm longer for the 7.62 by 45. And of course, this is also a bit more powerful round, but it's questionable if it's that much better than 39. Probably not. It would be heavier also to carry. It's bigger to slightly bigger, so you have bigger magazines and everything. So yeah, the advantages of this round are insignificant. And here are the two magazines, 7.62 by 45, 7.62 by 39. You can see that the shape is different, that here is the more AK style shape of the magazine, because it needs to be a bit more curved. Of course, if it would be longer, it would be shaped just like the one for VZ.58, for example, or AK. So yeah, if you see this kind of bottom of the magazine, then it's definitely VZ.52. VZ.52/57. The interesting thing is that you can actually swap them. So somehow you can get into trouble saying which one is which, because I take the other one and put it there, just fits there normally. And in here, voila! So yeah, that can be confusing. When we are looking from outside, it's pretty hard to tell which one is which, but there are a couple signs how you can figure out which one is which, and that's mainly here, this pin right below the rear iron sights. If you have VZ.52/57 as designated here, there's this pin. We will look at that when we take them apart, but there's no pin on a VZ.52. So that's a big difference, also how you can tell which one is which. Another thing is here in the back, this is the butt plate of a stock, and it's solved a bit differently on VZ.52/57. There's different locking at the very end. And of course, this assembly works the same way for both of these models. So I'm gonna disassemble them and we can look on differences inside. So here they are, fully disassembled. I can take the stocks away because they are pretty much the same. I was even trying to put VZ.52 in a VZ.52/57 stock. It worked. There is no difference in the stocks. There is still this blade on the side. Yeah, it just fits there perfectly. So I'll put these away. So that leaves us with just the metal parts of VZ.52 and VZ.52/57. One important thing to know is that there were no adaptations done in a way that they took the old VZ.52 rifles and changed them to VZ.52/57. There were no changes done on already made rifles because that would be stupid, right? It would be too much work. All the VZ.52/57s are actually new made. There are no refurbished VZ.52s and changed to the different caliber. This is whole new build, all of them. There's a quite common misconception about that on the internet. So yeah, take my words for granted. They were built brand new. So here's what we are left with. If we take off the stocks, just the bare metal. VZ.52, VZ.52/57. There are of course minor differences because there was only the change of the caliber. There was no big change done in the design. And if you look at that, they look fairly similar, right? So if we look in more detailed way, this is what I was talking about before. Here is a pin on the top and there's another one here in the bottom. So that's probably how is the barrel pinned into the body, into the receiver of the gun. If you look at the older VZ.52, it was done differently here. There's only one pin, but it's bigger and it's done here in the bottom. So that's one of the significant differences when we look at it. If we look in here, I was looking all over the place and I couldn't find much differences except here. This is actually a piece that works as an ejector. As the bolt travels back, then it hits this spring-loaded ejector on the bolt. It hits this place and ejects the cartridge. There's actually a difference in the shape of that place. It's much easier, much simpler done on VZ.52/57. But yeah, that's about it. Other than that, these receivers are basically identical. As I said, you can put one magazine from VZ.52 into a receiver of VZ.52/57. There's no difference in magazine catch also. Another thing what we can look at is the system of this piston. There is a ring around the barrel. There is a hole drilled underneath the ring. So once the gases are expanding, it pushes the ring back. It's a short stroke, so it just hits here. You have these two wings on the side that hits the bolt face and transfers the energy so the bolt travels in the rear position. and all the energy from the ring to the bolt is transferred by this metal sheet here on the top. I can take that off, and we see that this one is ported. If we look at the VZ.52/57, simpler design, of course it works the same way, but that bended piece is not ported. So yeah, maybe probably just cuts in the costs, yeah, a little simpler to manufacture. Other than that, all the parts look very, very similar, and there's no big difference. There is a difference, of course, in a gas port because of the power of the caliber. It looks like there is a bigger hole for 7.62 by 45, but that's just by looks. I cannot really measure that.
There's also one thing I forgot to mention, and that's a slightly simpler design of the gas ring on the VZ.52/57.
So I would assume that there is a difference in the diameter of the gas port also. Looking at the bolt, for example, if you look at both of them, there's of course different color, but other than that, they look just the same. I put them next to each other. You can actually, this is a bolt carrier with a bolt being here. I can take that out. And I was comparing these two next to each other, and I couldn't find a difference. They are essentially the same. If you look at them, they are the same size. There's the same bottom of the casing. Here's a missing pin, but there's definitely should be one. So yeah, not that many differences between the VZ.52 and VZ.52/57. There's of course one more difference if you look at the surface treatment. This is pure nice black, probably just bluing, and here we have very military look like. In Czech it's called phosphate. Not sure what would be the proper name for that in English. But both of these, that's original surface treatment. Also, if you look at the covers, here it looks like it's just blued, and here is lacquered into black. Same thing comes to the rear covers of the receiver and even bolts. Yeah, this one is black lacquered. You can see the scratches here. Cannot really scratch that. This is proper surface treatment. One more thing that makes it a difference is the length of the spring. For VZ.52, it's way longer. This is the recoil spring in a bolt, and here is for the VZ.52/57. You see, that's a significant difference in the recoil spring length. Let's put these rifles back together. Let's discuss also some information about the VZ.52. VZ.52 was manufactured in between years 53 and 57. VZ.52/57 was manufactured between years 57 and 59. There are more than 150,000 of VZ.52s made in this period, and there's around 100,000 of VZ.52/57s. There is no designation on the right side of VZ.52. And on the left side we see the year 56, SHE, so manufactured by CZ-UB, and crossed swords, which means that it was in military, Czech military or Czechoslovakian military back then. Here you can see the year 59 and the code SHE, which means that it was made in CZ in Uherský Brod. Of course, here we have the crossed swords too, so this one was also in the military, Czechoslovakian military. So here you have it. These are the differences between the VZ.52 and VZ.52/57. If you ever get a chance to buy one of these, I would strongly recommend you to buy the VZ.52/57 just because you can get actually this caliber. It's 7.62 by 45 for the VZ.52. It's really hard to get, so it would be just something to put into your gun safe and to be happy to have. But if you want to shoot it, definitely go for the VZ.52/57. And I hope you liked the video, and if you did, press like and subscribe and follow me on other platforms. They'll be all in description. And we will see each other next time. Bye!